Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's episode, which is hot topics for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kyle's husband, Mauricio Umansky's new girlfriend, Dorit being slammed for her racism and privilege, Erika caught stealing from the singer Amber, and also Hilary Duff, and I have the receipts. And then we'll also get into Erika versus Denise is talking about somebody's child crossing the line. So before we dive in, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. So with that, let's go. So first up, let's talk about Mauricio Umansky and his new alleged girlfriend. So this is from People magazine. It says Mauricio Umansky is getting to know designer Alexandria Wolf amid separation from Kyle Richards. Umansky, whose separation from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star was announced in July, recently jetted off to Aspen, where he was photographed out and about with Wolf. Mauricio Umansky is spending time with a new woman amid his separation from Kyle. On Thursday, a source confirmed to People that Umansky and influencer Alexander Wolf are getting to know each other. Mauricio and Alexander have been enjoying each other's company upon meeting in Aspen, the source says. They've become good friends. Side note, people love to use that word, good friends, when they're talking about an alleged romantic interest. Don't forget, Kyle and Morgan are allegedly, quote, really good friends. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay. Now, Alexandra, who is 31 years old, mind you, that is actually older than Morgan. So Kyle is 54. I think Mauricio is 53, 54. Morgan, I think, just turned 29. And this girl, Alexandra, is 31. So both Kyle and Mauricio, who are in their 50s, are dating people who are 29 and 31. Just throwing that out there. Or allegedly dating, put it that way. Who is from New York and now lives in Los Angeles, spending the holidays in Aspen. In the new year, Alexandra, who previously worked as a couture designer, is planning to launch her first fashion line. She is an accomplished designer, and they respect each other's entrepreneurial spirit, says the source. Now, I have my thoughts on this, okay? I'm going to get through this article, but I'm going to tell you what I think is really going on. Mauricio, meanwhile, separated from 54-year-old Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star in July after tying the knot in 1996. However, following the news, the 53-year-old real estate mogul denied rumors of a divorce. This week, Kyle and Mauricio posted vacation photos from separate locations. On Tuesday, the Halloween actress limited the comments on her Instagram account and uploaded a photo of herself in Punta Mita, Mexico, standing on the beach smiling as she watched the sunset. Since then, she has turned off her comments completely. Now, Kyle is in Mexico with Faye Resnick. Mauricio is in Aspen doing the absolute most with these, influencer YouTubers. And if you want to know what they're doing, here it is. They are in Aspen, living their best lives, doing photo and content shoots. These influencers, Layla Pons and this Alexander girl, Alex, they're out here in towels and champagne and taking photos, and he's the videographer. I'm going to tell you what I think is really going on, but this is what they're trying to put out there, that they're just having fun and spotted in Aspen and all of this. I also heard from shout out to Heather McDonald. She said that Mauricio's camp is claiming that these influencers, who they have millions of followers, so they do have some bank, they have some money, are also his real estate agent clients. And it's not salacious or romantic. But People magazine is saying that they're getting to know each other. I have my own take on this, which is neither of those two things. And I'll tell you what I think is really going on in a second. Okay. Meanwhile, the Dancing with the Stars alum shared footage of himself far away from his wife ahead of Christmas. Ski in the morning, hikes in the afternoons reflect perfect day, he wrote on a selfie that appeared on his Instagram story. He was dressed for the cold in a snowy wilderness joined by one of the family dogs. Last month, People received an exclusive sneak peek at Umansky's appearance on the Skinny Confidential Him and Her Show podcast, where he discussed his relationship status with Richards. and the desire for people to not intrude on his personal life. Well, that's a problem, Mauricio, when for over the last decade, you have branded and monetized and leveraged yourself as a family businessman on a reality television show. So you've made your millions of dollars off of the back of your family brand. So now that your family brand is falling apart, you can't ask for your privacy. Now, I don't mean for people to go crazy. Everybody, I don't care how famous you are, should have safety and privacy in, like, from safety and boundaries ways. Yes, 100%. What I mean is, like, y'all can't be asking for privacy for people on social media and stuff talking about the gossip and who's dating who and who's sleeping with who, when that is how you built your entire empire. It cuts both ways. You made your millions off of this family man image. Now that you're being exposed for allegedly cheating and the demise of your marriage, you can't all of a sudden expect privacy. Boundaries, yes. Safety, yes. But this type of privacy, I don't think so, homie. When I know what I'm doing with my marriage, I will let you guys all know. Until then, everybody can take a hike and F off, he said. Calm down, Mauricio. Go take a puff, take an edible, and chill out. Anyway, regarding headlines and comments, he added that he has a no need to read the BS because he knows what's happening in the couple separation. Well, you just contradicted yourself. You just said, when I know what I'm doing in my marriage, I'll let you guys know. So you're saying you don't know. Now you're saying you don't need to read headlines and comments because you know what's happening in your separation. You sound confused. You sound high. What's going on, Mauricio? Get it together, homie. The father of four also gave advice on how their marriage has lasted nearly 30 years. Being creative, go find things to do together. Be creative and do different things, he said. I'm not trying to lose my positivity, but I'm trying to stop the wall that the positivity creates. Boy, bye. Anyway, the article goes on to talk about them. Now, this is what I actually think is going on. And I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. I think this whole situation with Mauricio and this Alexander girl and Leila Pons, I think this is one big PR campaign. I think that both of their teams got together, very, very similar to Morgan and Kyle. I think both of their PR teams got together and decided to do all of these stunts for likes, clicks, and views and all of that. Do I think Mauricio and this girl are smashing? Is there a sexual component there? You know what? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he's like, hey, whatever, I can do what I want. Maybe she's like happy and willing to do it. Sure. But I think the way all of these people got together, I think at the very back end, it's a business deal because all of these sound like sponsored posts. He says, some fun shenanigans about to occur. You'll have to, and he literally says this. Mauricio, 53-year-old Mauricio, says, some fun shenanigans about to occur. You'll have to go to their gram to see what they are up to. And then he tags the two of them in the post. This is a sponsored post. It's just a hashtag ad, hashtag partnership, hashtag sponsored content. You see what I'm saying? I really think that this is all a back end business deal. Not to mention in the People magazine, all of a sudden, this girl, Alexandra Wolf, who for all intents and purposes is an influencer, but now she's being positioned as a fashion designer. And in the new year, she's launching her first couture fashion line. My Nini voice, which I love to use, do we think it's a coincidence? A coincidence that this influencer is now trying to launch a career as a fashion designer, is all of a sudden hanging out with Mauricio Umansky, and they are tagging each other and telling people to go visit each other's grams now that she has a new project that she wants to launch. I don't think it's a coincidence. Okay? And they're like, oh, shout out to our filmer, our videographer, because he was taking the film of our content. We had the best video maker, tag at Umansky 18. Now, I work and I I have done a lot of social media influence, more so in the past, not so much this past year. I took a big break. And when I tell you these are sponsored posts, these are sponsored posts. I think that, again, in my opinion, because I don't want anybody coming to sue me, this is just my opinion. I think that their camps got together for PR. I think Mauricio wanted some type of like, big up or whatever when it came to him sort of being embarrassed in the public eye by Kyle running around with Morgan. And I think that these two ladies probably have the same, you know, um, team, whether they're their agents or publicists, and they probably have projects like mentioned in the People article that they're launching. And even though these two influencers have millions and millions of followers, they're still going to want to tap into that Bravo audience. I don't care if you have 100 million followers, you want 200 million followers. And they know that being seen with Mauricio Umansky, having him tag them and doing all these shenanigans, like he said, it's going to open them up to a completely different audience base. Maybe these two want to do a reality show. Maybe they want to be on Bravo or they want to do their own Netflix reality show the way Mauricio does. This smells to me like very much PR relationship. Maybe smashing and hooking up is a fun byproduct, but I don't think that these people met organically and he's just happened to get to know them in Aspen. I think all of this was very much pre-planned, set up by their teams. I wouldn't be surprised if these girls get their own reality show. I wouldn't be surprised if Mauricio might be producing it or something like that. The same exact way that Kyle is doing a documentary on Morgan. The same way that Morgan, in my opinion, her team clearly wanted to tap into a completely new audience with Bravo. Because these girls may be influencers, millions of followers, but the Bravo world were not talking about these girls until they partnered with Mauricio. So I think this is nothing but a PR type setup situation. It just so happens that there's all of these paparazzis in Aspen. You know what I mean? It just so happens the paparazzi are there. It just so happens that these two influencers with millions of followers and fashion lines are hanging out with a 53-year-old about to be divorcee dude. Come on. Come on. These girls are 31 and 30 years old. They just so happen to bump into Mauricio. This is nothing but a PR stunt. Nothing but a PR stunt. And literally, they should got somebody else to write these captions. He literally says, some fun shenanigans about to occur. You'll have to go to their gram to see what they're up to. If that doesn't sound like a TikTok, Instagram sponsored post, I don't know what is. Do you think Mauricio in his entire life has ever said the word shenanigans? Do you think Mauricio in his entire life has ever referred to Instagram as the gram? His intern, his assistant wrote that caption, trying to sound cool. You see what I'm saying? I think that he's trying to tap into their influencer space, all of the girlies that follow them. And I think that they are trying to tap into the Bravo space / even Netflix space. Because don't forget, Mauricio has buying Beverly Hills on Netflix. This is nothing but a PR relationship. It's as real as Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. That's what I think. They might be hooking up because you know what? Like they're young, they're hot, whatever. Get it where as long as it's safe and it's consensual, knock yourself out. I really don't care about that. Live your life. As long as it's safe and consensual, have fun, boo-boo. But all of this stunts, get out of here. And this is a hot take. I actually think, and it takes a lot for me to feel bad for Mauricio because he's such a fraudster, in my opinion. But this is a hot take. I actually think Mauricio is sad. I think that he wants his marriage back. I think he wants the Kyle that he knew before back. I don't think he wants to get divorced. And I think that he is sad. I think he's sad. I think all of this stuff is very performative. I think there's probably a contract in place. But I think if you actually look at his face, I think he's actually sad. Because I don't care how you slice it, the demise and you know, we clown Kyle all the time and we clown Mauricio all in good fun. But at the end of the day, from like a human perspective, when you have shared 27 years of your life with someone, good or bad, you have children with this person, you have business with this person, there is a grief to losing that. There is a sadness to the demise of that. I stand by the fact that I don't think they'll actually get divorced. I give it 3 to 6 months before they reconcile. Maybe 9 months, depending on how the PR machine goes. Because, I mean, 27 years, regardless of their weirdness, there's a grief to that. And I do think he's sad. Even he has all this performative stuff going on. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So with that, let's move on to our next story. So this story is all about Kyle Richards being slammed for promoting a tequila company after the Kathy Hilton tequila gate drama, and despite being, quote, sober. Now, I have a hot take on this. My perspective on this might be a little bit different than what everybody is saying. So I will really want to know what you guys think, okay? So let's dive in and be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So this is from Reality Blurb. And you guys, don't worry, I do have the video of the promo so we can watch it. It says, Kyle Richards is getting slammed for promoting a new tequila drink after her feud with sister Kathy Hilton, which began last season when Lisa Rinna snubbed Kathy's Casa de Sol brand. Kyle, who recently got sober, was also shaded for championing booze. Kathy and Kyle may have called off the war, but for how long? According to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fans, Kyle's tequila violates the peace treaty. In a December 20th Instagram post, Kyle promoted one of her family's favorite brands, their most beloved tequila drink called Mamita's Tequila Seltzer. Even though I choose not to drink, I do entertain a lot. I want my guests to have nothing but the best, said Kyle in a video. Everyone who tries it says it's the best tasting drink. Reddit fans are now wondering how Kathy will respond. So I have the video, we'll watch it in a second. I don't know, but I just saw Kathy take out her back and then I heard gunshots, joked one user. For someone who gets anxiety when she fights with her sisters, this is really a stupid move, said another. I thought she wanted a relationship with Kathy, wrote a third. Why go out of your way to poke the bear? What's going to happen is Kathy will be pissed and stop talking to Kyle, said a fourth fan. And Kyle will then play victim and cry on our screens because she doesn't know why Kathy is ignoring her. Other fans question why Kyle is promoting alcohol after getting sober. Isn't she sober? This is weird, asked one Redditor. Complain how people are not supporting you not drinking while you do an alcohol commercial? Okay, wrote another. A different user mocked the star. I hate alcohol because of what it does to you and how bad it is, but buy alcohol so I can still have money. Am I reading this wrong? I had given up drinking forever, but this tequila is so good that I had to start again, joked another Redditor. One fan theorized that Kyle eliminated comments on the recent post because she knew how people would respond. So I want to know how you guys are responding to this. What do you think about Kyle doing a, sponsored campaign for a tequila company and backing a tequila company when she is a proclaimed person who does not drink? And after everything that went down with Kathy and Lisa Rinna when it came to Tequila Gate. Now let's watch her little sponsored post, okay? Here we go.
I am so excited to be investing in one of my family's favorite brands and go-to drink, Mamita's Tequila Seltzer. Now, if you like tequila, you are going to love Mamita's. Now, even though I choose not to drink, I do entertain a lot and want my guests to have nothing but the best. It's made with real tequila, natural flavors, and it's only 95 calories. Everyone who tries it said it is the best tasting drink. It comes in 7 flavors: Paloma, pineapple, mango, lime, spicy, and classic marg, and tequila sunrise. Keep up to date with all things Mamitas on their Instagram. And head to their website to find places to buy near you. Once you grab a pack, let me know what you think. I am so excited to be investing.
Yeah, that was a lot of lipstick on her, right? Anyway, so to each their own. So what do you guys think about this? She's promoting this tequila brand. Now, I'll tell you what I think, and I want to know what you guys think. There's like there's a couple of issues here. Let's first tackle the Kathy Tequila Gate issue. I question why Kyle wants to promote a tequila brand after knowing everything that happened with Kathy. If you're going to promote a tequila brand, why not promote Kathy's and Paris and Nikki's tequila brand? I'm sure that they could get you a spot. If it's about money, I'm sure they could get you a sponsored campaign to promote their tequila on your Instagram. It's not coming out of their pocket. I'm sure they could get you to, be paid to promote their product. It is it's like it's too close of a dig to Kathy. Like, why does it have to be tequila? Couldn't it be vodka or gin or, I don't know, whiskey, champagne, rose? Like, if you want to be really shady, do a rosé against, I don't know. It could be anything. And then also what is really very shady is she said, my family's favorite tequila. That to me was 100% unnecessary and is very much a subliminal dig to Kathy. Because, okay, say you want to do the tequila promo, say you want to get this money for this sponsor campaign, fine. In the promo that you did, you said you love to entertain. So you should say, my friends, or like my other housewives, or my good girlfriends. Do something cheeky like that because you're saying you love to entertain. But to specifically say your family's favorite, given your family history with Kathy, now you're looking like you're being intentionally petty. If you wanted to still get the check and you still wanted to do the promo, cool. But you didn't have to say that. You didn't have to say it's your family's favorite because you weren't really talking about your family. You said you entertain a lot. And when I hear people say entertain, I think I'm having my friends over. We're doing couples dinners. We're doing like a girls' night. I don't think family favorite. You know what I mean? So to me, the fact that it's tequila, the fact that it's literally just a sponsored campaign, like she's not invested in it, to me, it just really sounds like an influencer thing, like sponsored content, like hashtag ad stuff. It's a little bit too much of a dig. Now, where my hot take is when it comes to the fact that Kyle doesn't drink and she's promoting alcohol is here. I do think that there is a difference between someone who doesn't drink versus someone who is sober. And Kyle has remained adamant that she's not an alcoholic and that she's not in AA and that her decision not to drink was more of like she just wanted a clearer head and all of that stuff. So I'm not going to dive too deep into that because I want to stay in my lane when it comes to somebody's, how they identify, whether as an addict or an alcoholic or whatever it is. It's not my place to label or diagnose or call people anything. So I do think that there is a difference between people who choose not to drink versus someone who says, I identify as an alcoholic and I am sober. And I think it's okay for someone who just doesn't drink to still, serve alcohol and promote things if it's for a paycheck. So because I am not a big drinker and I haven't drank for a long time. I would not call myself sober. I just am choosing not to drink. Not like in a Kyle way, but just in like I just don't have the taste for it. So I get that point. But where it becomes sticky is because Kyle personality is just so hypocritical, where it becomes sticky to understand the nuance of someone being sober versus someone who doesn't drink. But when it comes to Kyle, because she has shamed Sutton, because she has outed her own sister, because she gets so triggered and bothered when somebody simply asks her a question about, well, why did you decide not to drink? You know, it muddies the waters and it makes it really hard to then say, oh yeah, Kyle, it's totally cool for you to promote alcohol because you're so chill about the topic. Season 1, you called your own sister an alcoholic. You outed her addiction on national camera. Then on national TV on camera. Then you keep talking about Sutton, talking about how is this your 5th drink and blah, 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 trying to basically call her a drunk and an alcoholic. Then you got a little ding dong Dorit to carry your bone, and Dorit's talking about, oh, does Sutton put vodka in her coffee in the morning? So then it's hard to support Kyle when she's doing these sponsored posts promoting alcohol, when she's been so hypocritical and shady when it comes to the conversation of alcohol and how other people's relationship to alcohol. So I'm confused. Are times this tough where Kyle really needed this sponsored paycheck? Last I checked, I thought that Kyle and Mauricio are worth $100 million. No prenup. That's why they're not getting divorced. The $100 million, no prenup. Are times that tough where you couldn't just say, you know what? Maybe it's not the best look to do a sponsored post on Instagram for a tequila brand, given my sister's history and my own current situation with my relationship to alcohol. Maybe I could pass up this sponsored post. I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird, but I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this is a not so subliminal, overt jab at Kathy promoting tequila and saying it's her family's favorite? And do you think it's hypocritical for her to be promoting alcohol when she is so triggered by the conversation and when she herself has been insensitive to other people's relationship with alcohol? Put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. Da-da-da. All right. Now, let's move on to our next story. So, this one is all about Dorit Kemsley, whose privilege is showing, and she is doubling down on her racism. She is doubling down on her privilege, and it's really sick. But I have a surprise for you guys. I do. I have a video surprise for you guys regarding Miss Dorit Kemsley and how she has treated Garcelle. So before we dive in, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. So this is from Reality Blurb, and I have the receipts. I have screenshots of Dorit's post, and then I also have a video of, I'll tell you the surprise now. I have a video of Dorit's original, well, one of Dorit's original faces and her original voice. So Dorit wants to be in her bubble. Well, I'm going to burst your bubble, Dorit, and I'm going to show a resurfaced video of Dorit's original voice. We'll get there, you guys. We'll get there. So here we go. Fans are slamming Dorit Kemsley over a controversial post about living in her bubble, which came after Garcelle Bouvet called her out her bubble of privilege on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. In the latest episode, Dorit spotlighted Sutton Strack's makeout session with her driver, but when Garcelle accused Dorit of trying to embarrass Sutton, Dorit claimed Garcelle was attacking her. During a confessional, Garcelle suggested that Dorit doesn't live in a woke world, but rather in a bubble. Dorit said, "Happily living in my bubble," declared Dorit in a caption of a December 20th Instagram post alongside a photo of her in a shirt that read 90s supermodel. Okay, I come with the receipts. So let's look at it. So this is Dorit's post where she said happily living in her bubble. So this chick is non-apologetic and is doubling down on being in her bubble of privilege. Now, this is what some of people on Reddit had to say. They said you can live in your bubble all you want, but using language like attack because a Black woman says something to you you don't like is very damaging. And I definitely feel like you in your privilege bubble know this. You were definitely trying to embarrass and use that makeout session against Sutton Strack. Added another. A third viewer asked Dorit to educate herself on white privilege, racism, and microaggressions, and they said that she's embarrassing herself. A fourth fan, and this is my favorite clapback, pointed out how Dorit is wearing a 90s supermodel shirt while Garcelle actually was a 90s supermodel. Take that, chick. Dun dun dun. Okay, there's a little bit more I want to show you guys. Okay, one sec. So the caption, that's right. This caption shows your naivete, and anyone who doesn't understand where Garcelle is coming from is uneducated as well. Boom. Now, this was also from Reddit, where it says the word attack absolutely has a different meaning to a Black woman than it does to a white woman. Dorit has thrown microaggressions toward Garcelle since she started the show. I was very surprised at how much Erika knew about this, and I'm so glad she said that for Garcelle. The world has been weaponized against Black people, and I think this lesson was really good, not only for Dorit, but for the fandom, which I agree 100%. It has been debated whether it was in fact microaggressions, and tonight it made it clear. Let's all take a lesson from this and use our words more carefully. 100%. And the thing is, Dorit has a pattern of being racially aggressive and being very microaggressions and dismissive and condescending to Garcelle, particularly Garcelle. I also think, and I truly believe this, I think that behind the scenes, Dorit is still listening to Lisa Rinna. I know she's not on the show, but I think she's still influencing the girls. I still think she's still influencing Erika, but I think Erika is breaking away from it. You know, I do think that Erika is breaking away from Rinna because she wants a relationship with Sutton and she wants a relationship with Garcelle, but you can still clearly see that Dorit is still very much drinking whatever Rinna's Kool-Aid was. Because I think that when Garcelle came on the scene, obviously Rinna had a problem with her and Rinna was the boss. Rinna was the one who was running the girls. And I think they still have that. And that's why Dorit's always like, if you don't like me, Garcelle, it wasn't that Garcelle didn't like you. It was that you always came after her and she didn't let you. Those are two different things. Okay? Two different things. Anyway, Dorit. Now, let's talk more about this pattern of behavior and microaggression that Dorit has had against Garcelle. So I found this article back from 2021. And this is from Reality Blurb. It says The Real's Adrienne Bailon calls out Dorit Kemsley for screaming at Garcelle Blvd at the reunion, tells her to pipe down, and says she's pissed. So shout out to Adrienne Bailon, 100%. She says after her co-host on The Real, Garcelle Blvd shared a clip of the 4-part special on her Instagram page, which featured an encounter between her and Dorit Kemsley. Adrienne let her thoughts be known in a couple of comments to the post. In Garcelle's clip, she seems calmly telling Dorit, "You don't know that," before Dorit begins screaming at her. "Let me finish, Garcelle," she yells. In a response, Adrienne told her co-host that Dorito, oh, I two in the morning. "I'm choosing violence today after watching this damn clip. I'm pissed," Adrienne wrote in her first message to Garcelle. Then, in a second post, Adrienne suggested she could never remain as calm as Garcelle and would likely end up in jail if she was faced with that behavior that Garcelle has been forced to deal with. "This show will end up sending me to a bad girls club or jail. Y'all are better than me," she wrote. In addition to facing off at the reunion, Garcelle and Dorit were also at odds during filming on season 11, with Dorit frequently accusing Garcelle of taking jabs at her, and Garcelle suggesting she's been left out of the group by Dorit and the other women on the show. That's why I'm saying I think it all stems from Lisa Rinna pulling the strings. However, I am not absolving Dorit because I think Dorit herself has issues with Black people. That is my opinion. I do think she thinks she's better than Black people, and I do think she has problems with Garcelle because Garcelle is Black. And I think she doesn't like it when Garcelle has the audacity to simply speak to her woman to woman because she thinks that Garcelle is beneath her. That's my opinion. Garcelle was making these digs and jabs in the group. It really was never it really was never when it was just her and I, and this was not something anymore that I could just kind of brush off. It's not okay. Dorit said on a September episode of The Housewives after show, Garcelle's the type of person where she'll poke and she'll dig. That's called the show. Are you kidding me, Dorit? Shut up. Meanwhile, in her own segment, Garcelle admitted to feeling left out by the women, many of whom are a part of the faux Fox 5 friend group. I think the whole Fox Force 5, my feelings are my feelings, whether they believe them or not, they're still my feelings, she stated. And Garcelle was 100% correct. She was strategically being left out the group by them because they wanted to ice her out, because they did not like her. They were intimidated by her, and they did not want her to succeed. She was 100% correct. She was being iced out. They target people that they target, and they got pissed when it didn't work. Okay? Garcelle has also accused Dorit of talking too much, and as have many members of the cast, but according to the reunion sneak peek, it is Dorit who feels she wasn't being heard. So she has a pattern of this dismissive behavior, of this microaggression behavior, all of that. Now, this was on someone on Reddit says, was anyone else bothered by how Dorit mocked Garcelle's voice? So this was back from season 11. She said that whole scene seemed weird and rehearsed, but when she mocked Garcelle's tone of voice, it felt icky. It's obvious that she was just trying to make herself relevant because she knows she can't match Garcelle's fabulousness. But this part in particular felt wrong. And then they went on to edit and say, after reading through these comments, I realized it rubs me the wrong way because it felt racist, especially with the wide eyes and the head bobbing. Garcelle handled herself beautifully in that situation. Dorit seems truly oblivious about it, which is extra frustrating, especially with the comment from a few weeks ago, my mom has a Black friend. So not only did Dorit do a sort of, ghetto girl Black scent mocking Garcelle's voice, she also, remember, she's like, well, no, I'm not racist. My mom has a Black friend and we have Black help. So because your mom is friends with somebody's Black and you hire, minorities and Black people to clean your house, that means you're not racist? Girl, bye. Please shut up and have self-receipts. And like I said before, the chick is doubling down. So we already saw the post where she's talking about being in her bubble. And then she had the audacity to post another one. She just posted this one. She goes, the only bubble I live in is a love bubble. Sending much love to everyone for a happy holiday and joyous holiday season. Holiday throwback. Chick, the reason why you have to post a holiday throwback is because your husband isn't living with you. Why don't you post a recent photo? Oh, that's right, because PK is living his best life at the Beverly Hills Hotel and left you and your kids in your rented home that you have during your alleged robbery. Because you're still in that rented house, aren't you? And where is PK? Where is PK? PK is probably in London, dipping it and doing it. Or he's at one of the hotels he's living in. That's why you had to post a throwback picture, because you don't know where your husband is. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. And the fact that she's doubling down on it is disgusting and shows you that she knows exactly what she's saying and she knows the exact implications of what she's saying and she's owning it, which is sick and crazy to me. Sick and crazy. She's showing us exactly who she is. Oh, wait, actually, she's not showing us exactly who she is. I'm going to show you guys exactly who she is. I found a video, and it is so cringy, so I apologize in advance. It is cringy as hell. But I found a video from 10 years ago that shows you Dorit. Now, this is Dorit with her real voice. This is, and I'm not body shaming. Talking about somebody's surgery is not body shaming. It's just stating facts. Her face in this video is not her quote natural face. She's had some surgery, but it's not her current face. And I'm not shaming her at all. I'm not shaming her. I'm just saying this is what's going on. Okay? So let's watch and let me know, do you recognize this Dorit, her voice, face? And I'm not shaming her. If you want to do a nip and tuck, knock yourself out. But just watch, okay? Here we go.
I really was inspired by 1950s, 60s glamour. It's classic, it's timeless, and I wanted to put a modern twist on it. That was really the initial inspiration, and then I found myself sort of creating and working with the colors that always go, which are always black, and I think white is such a fun way to express yourself in the summer as well, so I incorporated that, and then of course the vibrant colors. We do bandeaus and a lot of construction, and we've introduced Brazilian cuts this season. There was a lot of requests for that, and then the high-waisted, so there's really a lot to choose from. Silhouettes, as you can see, I always try and introduce some new style, just a showpiece per se, you know, that stores really can put in their windows or that draw a lot of attention. I really want them to regard as quality, great fit, always ahead or with the fashion, trendsetter, if you will, and know that I care as much about them as they will about the suits.
So you're telling me that's the same woman? You're telling me that's the same woman. All I have to say is this. Money well spent. Shout out to Wendy Williams. Money well spent. Dorit looks, however you want to slice it, she looks great comparatively, in my personal opinion. I'm not going to shame any woman or anything like that. But yeah. Yeah. That was Dorit. Now, did anybody hear any type of accent? Did anybody hear any type of, I don't know, from European descent or European jet setter or anything like that? She sounded like Dorit from Connecticut because that's who she is. She was born and raised in Connecticut. She sounded like Dorit from Connecticut. She looked like it too. Anyway, I just think it's really funny that she wants to, mock Garcelle's voice and be rude to her when she doesn't even use her own voice. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that Dorit has, gone overboard with the way she's treated Garcelle? You guys know how I feel. I do. I feel like she has been very consistently disrespectful, consistent with her microaggressions and disrespect, and she's taking no accountability, and instead she's doubling down on it by posting multiple social media posts about living in her bubble. Girl, bye. So I want to know what you guys think. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So with that, let's move on to our next story. So this is all about Erika Jayne being outed for a different type of fraud. This time, it's not a Ponzi scheme. This time, it's not stealing from innocent victims, orphans, widows, and other people. This time, Erika is stealing from a singer named Amber. And surprisingly, she is also stealing from Hilary Duff. I'm going to show it. I found the clip. I'm going to show it. So let's first start out with her being accused of lip singing from the singer Amber. So this is from Radar Online. And you guys, you know I come with the receipts, so I have the clip. It says Erika Jayne is facing some scrutiny after singer Amber, known as one of the Queens of Pride, accused the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star of lip singing her hit and using her vocals. Now, it's one thing to lip sing and she's using her vocals. That to me sounds like you need to sue for copyright. You know, gotta sue for copyright. Anyway. Jayne, a reality star by day and performer by night, kicked off her Bet It All on Blonde show at the House of Blues inside the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas a few months ago. However, not everyone is on board with her residency. Amber's hits include This Is Your Night, If You Could Read My Mind, and Sexual La-Di-Di. And she didn't seem to appreciate when she caught wind that Jayne was using one of her songs in the show. Amber not only took issue with Jayne using her music, but the Dutch-German singer also accused the Blvd of trying to play her vocals off as her own. So this is some like Milli Vanilli type situation, you know? Amber, whose real name is Marie Claire Cremers, unloaded on Jayne via social media on Tuesday. She said, "So, today I was sent this clip here, and just like Karen Kaser from The Real McCoy had the nerve to lip sync to my track in original vocals when she was on the road with them and act like it was all her, so does this one apparently," the lengthy post began. Amber claimed she thought Jayne was a drag queen at first glance. "At first, I thought it was a drag queen, you know, where men dress up as women and give a dramatic lip sync, and people know and understand, and it is clear that it is an art form, and not being the actual real artist of the song, and I can respect that, as I see that as an appreciation for the artist from the LGBTQIA+ community," the singer said. Adding insult to injury, Amber stated that after researching, she discovered Jayne was on the Real Housewives franchises, adding, "No wonder I do not know her, as I don't watch that kind of stuff." That's when Amber, whose single was declared the 34th most successful dance artist of all time by Billboard in 2016, asked why Jayne was performing her hit without permission or singing over the track. "Why are you not taking out a mechanical license and just set up a little produced track yourself and add your own vocals on it and then lip sync the hell out of it? If you must lip sync, otherwise go live, girl, without having to act like my vocals are all yours," Amber continued while tagging Jayne in the post. So basically, this is what's going on. Amber is accusing Erika Jayne of lip singing and stealing her songs, profiting from it without permission. She did not get a mechanical license to use her music, and she's passing off her vocals as her own. So let's watch the let me see if I have it. So wait, that one's Amber. Okay, yeah, I got it. So let's watch the clip in question, okay? Here we go. I mean, yikes. That is so clearly not Erika. Girl, what are you doing, boo boo? What are you doing? So, yeah, I'm happy that Amber called her out because if you're going to use her song and her vocals, you need to pay her residuals. We all know how that works. When you use somebody's likeness, when you use somebody's images or photos or voice or whatever the case may be, and it's copyrighted, that person gets the residuals. So you need to pay up. You need to pay all the way up. And you might also need to pay Hilary Duff. So I found, because I was doing some sleuthing today, and I found a clip, and I'm going to play it for you guys. Erika Jayne has a whole set on Vegas that 100% copies Hilary Duff's dance choreography from like 10 years ago. So not only is she stealing from Amber her vocals, but now her team is stealing the choreography from Hilary Duff. Didn't even change a beat. Didn't even change a beat. You guys ready to watch this? Because there's no article for it because I found it myself. So, all right, here we go. Well, I found the TikTok person who found it. That's what I did, okay? So, all right, let's watch that. And let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a ripoff? Okay? Here we go. Okay, so I know that might have been tough to see, but behind it was Hilary Duff performing on the Today Show or America's Good Morning America, one of those shows. But the person right behind the video with Erika was Hilary Duff. And you can see that the background dancers are all doing the same exact dance. So she just 100% ripped her off, but Hilary did it better. And also, Erika was messing up the choreography. So, girl, you need to get it together. This ain't it. You're messing up Hilary Duff's choreography, and you are messing up lip singing from that girl Amber. Girl, bye. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this singer Amber has a case? I don't think Hilary Duff can be bothered with them stealing their choreography. But let me know what you guys think. Put it down below. And what do you think about Erika's residency in general? I mean, karma comes back to bite you. She was saying how, Denise's fans only was $7. Turns out tickets to Erika's show was $1. So she couldn't even get $7. $7, $1, whatever the case may be. Girl, bye. So put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. And be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So with that, let's move on to our next story. So this is all about Erika Jayne taking jabs at Denise Richards' daughter's fans only, asking, quote, who's more profitable? Now, I personally think that talking about children and sexuality is off limits. Off limits. But I want to know what you guys think. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and let's dive right on in. So this is from page 6. It says, one second. All right. Erika Jayne sharpened her claws for her latest argument with Denise Richards. On Wednesday night's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Erika Jayne dragged Denise Richards' 19-year-old daughter, Sammy Sheen, into an argument by rubbing her fans-only page in her mother's face. I just want to know who's more profitable, you or Sammy, she asked with a straight face. That is an effing low blow to bring up my daughter's fans only, an enraged Richards said. The diss came after the reality stars were fighting about why Denise has a problem with Erika. Denise revealed she's still fuming over the fact that Erika was speaking about threesomes at a shindig Richards hosted at her house during season 10 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Oh, wait, 1 second, you guys. Thing popped up. Okay. Sammy apparently heard the entire conversation and Denise wasn't happy about it. After Denise confirmed the reason for her anger, a dumbfounded Erika shot back, "Okay, your eldest daughter is on fans only. She doesn't know what a threesome is." Now, this is the thing, okay? The real issue here isn't whether or not Denise's daughter knows what a threesome is. The real issue here is that Erika was insinuating at the time Sammy was 14, I believe, because she's 19 now, and this was back in 2010. She was 15, maybe 15 years old, around there. This is the problem. When you are insinuating that someone's minor child has experienced threesomes, that is a problem. And that is what Denise's core issue is. Because Erika made the comment, "Oh, if she hasn't had one herself, she knows what it is if she hasn't had one herself." Erika said that. If you are saying my minor daughter has had a threesome, I'm coming for your neck every single day, every minute of the day. Every time I see you, you're going to catch a problem from me. That is what the issue is. So the fact that Sammy, who is now 19 of age, has a fans only account really has nothing to do with the issue. Nothing at all. Sammy could be at Harvard University studying physics. Doesn't matter. The core issue is, Erika, you have a pattern of treating children with disrespect, over sexualizing them, and over traumatizing them through violence. You cussed out Garcelle's minor son, doubled down on cussing him out, laughing about it. You then, although Oliver is an adult, but you then said to Garcelle that you wanted to have sex with her son, and that, quote, his baby mama could join. I get he's an adult, but you're still saying you want to have sex with your, quote, friend's child. Because adult or not, that's still Garcelle's child. Highly inappropriate and disgusting and weird. And then you insinuated that Denise's daughter at the time, who was a minor, was having threesomes. That is what the problem is. You are deflecting and you are diverting your own accountability by trying to shame Denise and shame Sammy for the choices they're making on being on fans only. And I know it's the other way around, but sometimes you get flagged if you say the correct name. Okay? So that is what the core problem is. And I do think there has to be levels to this. Even though Sammy is quote 19 now of age, that is still her child. And children, I think, should be off limits in these situations, particularly because Sammy on the show doesn't try to seek the attention. She's not trying to be in every scene. She's not creating her own storylines. She's on this show kind of how I think the children kind of should be on the show, where she's there, but she's really not there for like the one season. You know what I mean? She's not creating storylines. She's not getting in the mess. Versus like a Brooks on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Brooks wanted Meredith's son. He wanted a snowflake, okay? He was in the women's business. He was having storylines. He was in confessionals. He was, talking about Jen Shah, this, that, and the third. Do I think what Jen Shah did was right? No. But at the end of the day, when you are an adult and you interject yourself into the business, sometimes you catch a little bit of smoke. So in those situations, I understand commenting on what someone's child says or doesn't do when they are of age and when they insert themselves. But Sammy was a child, and she did not insert herself in anybody's business. I also thought it was dead wrong of them to be like, "Oh, Denise, why are you trying to act like you're holier than thou? Blah, blah, blah. You're in Wild Things. You kissed women and you post this and that." Who cares? That has nothing to do with how she chooses to raise her children. I don't care what movies Denise has been in. I don't care if she's been a swimsuit model. I don't care if she's been a nude model. That has nothing to do with the fact that she doesn't want you talking about sex around her minor children and their friends. Nothing to do with it at all. It's nothing but a deflection from her own accountability and disrespect. And I do think a lot of it started and stemmed from, and I hate to say it, but again, Rinna. Because Rinna, during this time in Beverly Hills history, was running the girls. And Rinna made it clear, we're gunning for Denise. We're gunning for Garcelle. Made it very clear. And that's who the girls were gunning for. And as we know, Rinna has been so deeply jealous, particularly of Denise. And Denise got her feelings hurt when she realized that Lisa Rinna was never her friend and she was a snake and she was behind a lot of the stuff. You know, do I think that Erika herself found out about Denise Richards' fans only account? No, I think Lisa Rinna told her. I think that Erika called her boss, Lisa Rinna, right after the show, right after she talked to Denise. And she was like, oh, well, girl, you should bring this up and bring that up and bring this up. That's what I think. And I will say that I was, and I'll say this when we do the review of the episode. We'll do that in a different live because this one's a little long right now. We'll do that in a different live. But I was deeply disappointed in Sutton primarily, and then also kind of Garcelle too. Because I felt like Garcelle didn't have Denise's back the way she really should have had it. And then I also think that like I didn't like Sutton when she was looking up Denise's fans only and being like, oh, I'm gonna, give her the $7. So I don't want to see that, and kind of laughing with her hair and makeup people. Like, I didn't like that. They're like, for a cup of coffee, you can don't become a mean girl. Don't become like them. It's like you want people to respect you. So show that same respect. Like, don't become a mean girl because you want to be cool with Erika. And I really didn't like that. So I was kind of looking at Sutton and Garcelle a little bit differently. Like, don't switch up your energy because you want to be cool with Erika. Like, don't do it, boo-boo. Like Garcelle, you didn't like it when people talked about you being in Playboy. So don't try and shame Denise and her daughter for doing fans only. That's not right. And Sutton, I don't know what Sutton's doing, but I didn't like it. It rubbed me the wrong way. Like, don't become mean girls to try and be cool with Erika Jayne. That's the wrong road. That is the wrong road to take. So that's kind of where I landed on that. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that Erika had every right to talk about Denise's children? Or do you think that Denise was right and keep my daughter's name out your mouth? And that Denise was right to still come at Erika. I don't care how many years have passed. If you say that my minor child is doing threesomes on national television, I'm coming for your neck every time I see you. Every time. So I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. But before you do that, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. All right, candy canes. So we're going to do the review of the episode another day because I did all of these recaps. But if anybody wants to come up and talk about any of the hot topics or talk about Beverly Hills in general, you are more than welcome to. So I'm going to drop the link now. And here we go.